And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the East Campus Arena in Troy, New York, home of the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Engineers. It is the championship game of this year's Liberty League men's basketball tournament. And the two teams here are not your two top seeds, but they're two teams that are certainly worthy and certainly played better basketball yesterday in the semifinals. We've got the number 5 seed Skidmore Thoroughbreds, who upset RPI yesterday in the first semifinal game, 70-53. And we've got the Vassar Brewers, 76-74 winners over the Ithaca Bombers in the nightcap last night. Some interesting history here in contrast. Skidmore has been arguably the best program in the league over the last decade. They have won 5 conference titles, tournament titles in the last 10 years, so they're going for their 6th this afternoon. Vassar, on the other hand, has never won the conference tournament. They've only made it to the finals one time. That was back in 2014 when they lost to Hobart. But Vassar's been a program that's certainly been on the rise in the last few years, just climbing up the standings. This year they were actually held on to first place for a brief while in February, then fell back into 3rd. But they have won 2 close games in this tournament. They beat Hobart on a buzzer beater shot in the quarterfinals, 71-69, and then yesterday built a big lead over Ithaca and hung on by their fingernails to win 76-74. So we're anticipating a really good matchup here today between two tough teams, different teams, and we'll get into that a little bit as we get ready for the tip-off here. In case you're wondering, they did meet twice in the regular season, and Vassar won both times. In fact, in games that weren't all that close, 78-66, February 12th in Poughkeepsie. And we'll break here for an anthem. As we were saying before the anthem, the Vassar Brewers have swept the season series between these two teams. Back on January 14th in Saratoga, the Vassar Brewers won 66-57, and they won again in the rematch February 12th in Poughkeepsie. That was 78-66. What to look for here? Both of these teams rely heavily on their starting 5. Skidmore Thoroughbreds yesterday in their win over RPI, all 5 starters played at least 32 minutes. 4 of the 5 got into double digits. They were led by the conference's leading scorer, Tautvidas Kupstas, who had 26 points. The Skidmore Thoroughbreds played better, shot better than RPI. They made way more 3-pointers. I believe it was 9-2 was the final tally. They also held RPI to just a rotten shooting first half. RPI got out to a 6 for 25 start and never really recovered after that. And so Skidmore showing that it could score, play defense. They've also got the big guy in the middle, 6'11", Greg Skorich. No one in the conference can match up with him height-wise, and so he can be a factor. Now that said, Vassar has its own sort of big 3 that they rely on as well. They're sort of led by their point guard, Avni Mustafa, who had 27 points yesterday against Ithaca. And also look out for their other guys in the front court, Zach Johnson, who had 12, and Jack Rothenberg, who had 14 for the Brewers. Neither one of those guys are going to be able, again, to match up height-wise with score, but they've got a lot of bulk and usually can fend for themselves on the boards. Johnson is a 6'5" junior out of San Francisco. Jack Rothenberg, who wears number 20, is a 6'4" junior out of Yardley, Pennsylvania. So that's it in a nutshell. Both teams sort of rely on their starters, rely on their main guys to score, and maybe not a lot of help expected from the bench. So therefore, foul trouble will always be an issue, as it was for RPI, frankly, yesterday. So keep an eye on that as well as we progress here. It is at the campus of RPI here in Troy. Crowd now filtering in. Not going to be as big as yesterday because you don't have the home team playing and you don't have the home pep band either. But we expect a decent group of fans to show up here from Skidmore and Vassar, not very far down the road for either one to get here. So here we go, getting ready for the tip-off. It's going to be Skorich, number 42, in there for number 11, sorry. Skorich, number 11, stands 6'11", and jumping for the Brewers will be their center, number 32, Zach Johnson. Vassar in the home whites with the maroon numbers and letters. Skidmore in the green with yellow numbers and letters. And we're getting ready to get underway here, the Liberty League Basketball Conference Championship. Controlled by Skidmore, which is usually what happens when Skorich jumping. So here we go. First possession. Skorich will take a three, and that's an air ball. Again, you've got the matchup of Skidmore, the team that is the program that has been the most successful in this league over the last decade. 5 conference tournament titles. And in contrast, you have Vassar, who has never won the tournament title. This is McAuliffe driving inside. He's got the angle, but he'll dish off to Johnson. Not much room with Skorich. A three-pointer from the corner from McAuliffe, and he's got it. Kevin McAuliffe is a junior, 6'3", out of Bethesda, Maryland. He only scored 5 points in yesterday's semifinal, but he hits the first basket of the day, a three-pointer from the corner, and the Brewers take the lead. This is Harrison Eichelberger. Off to Riley Green, point guard. He'll take the short, just inside of the three-point line, and it's no good, and back the other way. This is Mustafa, number 10. Now up to Ellis, number 4, Ethan Ellis. That's Zach Johnson. He's got a lot of bulk, but giving up height to score down low. This is Rothenberg, pull-up jumper in the lane, can't get the tip right there. Rothenberg gets it up and over Skorich, and the Brewers are up 5-0. Rothenberg had 14 points in yesterday's win. He's also the guy who hit the buzzer beater in the quarterfinals that defeated Hobart. Without that, Vassar wouldn't even have been here yesterday. A lot of contact between Ellis and Koopstas with an air ball. Yesterday he had 26. Mustafa looks at a corner three, decides not to. Johnson wants to drive on Skorich, puts it up left-handed and in. And the Vassar Brewers off to a fast start, 7-0, 2 minutes into this ball game. Vassar looking for its first conference title in league history. Skidmore looking for its 6th in the last 11 years. This is Lamport, pull-up, fadeaway jumper is good. He was a key player yesterday. Koopstas led the way with 26 points, but Lamport had some really key baskets driving in the lane in the second half, which kind of prevented RPI from ever mounting a serious comeback. Johnson with the scoop shot in traffic, tipped by Rothenberg. Tried to hurry that. Probably should have tried to gain possession, but when the guy on you is 6'11", maybe that makes you hurry a little bit. Nice move to the basket by Riley Green. And it's now 7-4. If you missed the game yesterday, one interesting thing also about Skidmore is they feature the individual leaders in lots of categories. Hoopstis, the leading scorer in the league. Skoric, the leading rebounder. There's Mustafa, perfect from the right side. That's a 2. He's just inside the line, 9-4 now. Riley Green, continuing about Skidmore, Riley Green, the point guard, who's the leader in assists. Skoric trying to get position down low, and he doesn't get it to fall. Yesterday against RPI, he did that a lot, trying to get down on the block, and if they get the entry pass into him, well, he's just of a height that no one else can match up with him in this league. That time, Vassar did a good job collapsing and forcing him to go to the hook shot rather than the dunk. Three-pointer by Ellis, and a little short, and Skoric with the rebound. Skoric also has the school record for rebounds in a season and average in a season. This is a steal by Ellis. He's got Rothenberg ahead of him, but doesn't try to pass because Green was right there. Instead, we're going to get a foul call. I think that's going to be on number 4, Eichelberger. That is our first foul of the afternoon. So a timeout here, 15:53 to go in the first half. Vassar out to a 9-4 lead. They scored the first 7 points of the afternoon. Today is a championship weekend for a lot of Division III conferences around the nation, with tournament winners getting automatic bids, and also RANs or teams that didn't win the tournament waiting to see if they got an at-large bid, and that's where RPI finds itself. Their regular season came to an end yesterday with a loss to Skidmore, but they finished with a 21-5 record and the regular season conference title. Will that be enough for an at-large bid? 2 years ago, it's the same position the Engineers found themselves in. They won the regular season title, lost in the tournament, and they did get a bid, an at-large bid, to the NCAAs. This year, they'll have to see. They'll have to wait. Some of it might depend on, for example, are there going to be any other upsets in other conferences where the top seed falls, and then maybe one of those teams end up taking some of the at-large bids. So we'll find out in a little bit more than 24 hours about RPI, whether they continue this season or not. Meanwhile, it's back to the championship game. Vassar and Skidmore. Vassar scored the first 7 points and leads right now 9-4. Mustafa's going to take a long 3, and he's got it. Mustafa's 2 for 2. And Vassar has its biggest lead at 12-4. Lamport inside Rock, and nice bank shot by Lamport over Rothenberg, and now it's 12-6. Vassar off to 5 of 9 shooting, and that's way off by Zach Johnson, just grazed the rim. So they're now 5 of 10. Skidmore 3 of 7 in the early going. Riley Green, and we got some traffic down low, and it looks like Ellis maybe turned his ankle, or maybe it's his calf. He's holding a calf. Maybe it's a cramp, but he's going to have to head to the sidelines. So the first substitution in, and it's going to be Zev Katz. He wears number 5. He's a 6'2" junior guard out of Philadelphia, and he had a good game yesterday. Katz played 23 minutes off the bench and scored 12 points. So he's now in for Ethan Ellis. Here's Riley Green. Pull up 12-footers, a little short. Mustafa with the rebound. Long pass down to Katz. Mustafa with Koopstis on him. Koopstis has been quiet so far. Zach Johnson. Pump fake, and it's just not there. Rothenberg in traffic with the rebound, tries to go up with it, and he's going to draw the foul. Here's an interesting number, just 5.5 minutes into this game. Rebounds. Right now it's Vassar 8 and Skidmore 3, which is, you know, when you got a guy like Skoric at 6'11" at center, you might expect the Thoroughbreds to dominate rebounding, but in the early going, Vassar is the team that's cleaning up on the boards. Some more substitutions. McAuliffe out for Vassar, and in is number 23, Luke Adams, a 6-foot freshman out of Leawood, Kansas. 1 out of 2 makes it 13-6, and Skidmore bringing it up the other way. Largest lead has been 8. Lamport, nice move, but air ball. Good defense also by Rothenberg, who did not allow him to get, who didn't commit the foul and also cut off the, that's going to be a charge. Nice effort there by Lamport to get position and square up and get the charge called on Rothenberg. And now more substitutions. Rothenberg is going to sit out for a bit, and coming in is Logan Scott. He's number 30. He's a sophomore, 6'6". Local. Out of the local area, he went to Colony Central High School right here in the Capital Region. Hoopstus with his first 3. You're wondering how long he would stay scoreless. Yesterday he had 26, and now he's on the board for his first 3. And it's 13-9. Mustafa, a little forearm push to get some room off of Hoopstus. Adams, shot clock at 5. And I think that might be off the leg of Eichelberger, yeah. So it'll be Vassar basketball. Looked like it hit off the shin or the foot, but the shot clock will be at 4. Shot clock at 4. Mustafa's gonna have to hurry. 3, 2. Comes up short, and Skidmore's gonna push it. Hoopstus with a 3. And doesn't get the roll. Zach Johnson with the rebound. This is Katz. Zach Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Logan Scott will put up the 3, and that's off, but a rebound by Adams, tipped away by Lamport, but Lamport's going to get called for the reach. So Vassar hit a little bit of a scoring drought here. The Brewers made 5 of their first 9 shots, but now missed their last 4. They had an 8-point lead, and that's down to 4. Still early going, 12:29 to go in the first half. This is Mustafa on Hoopstus. Pull-up jumper, in and out. And that's Engel, 32. He's in the ballgame for the first time. He got some minutes yesterday for the Thoroughbreds. Here's Riley Green. Nice tip away by Zach Johnson, but Skoric is right there, and no one's going to stop him on that drive. First bucket of the afternoon for Skoric, and it's 13-11. Adams will take a 3. It's long. Johnson with a nice rebound and a reset on the shot clock for the Brewers. Adams now pulling it out. Shot clock at 12. Scott, Katz, shot clock at 7. Mustafa with Hoopstus on him is going to try to force the issue and just lost the ball. Tried to get a foul called, but the refs weren't hearing any of it. Chance to take a lead with a 3. Skidmore's been behind all afternoon. Riley Green, shot clock now at 9, goes all the way, tipped by Katz, and he slapped it off of Riley Green's knee and out of bounds. Green wanted the foul call, but no, he's not going to get it. The ball definitely went off of Green's knee and out of bounds, and so it will be Vassar basketball after this timeout. So we played 8 minutes and 50 seconds here in the first half, and it's pretty even as we figured it would be. 13-11 Vassar over Skidmore. If you missed the very opening, Vassar got out to a 7-0 run on some hot shooting. They've kind of cooled off since then, and it's a 2-point game. Vassar now shooting 5 of 15 in the first half. Skidmore 5 of 12. And one category that does jump out at you early is the rebounds. Vassar leading 11-6, which is a little bit of a surprise given that Skidmore has Greg Skorich, the 6'11 center, inside. But Vassar, the combination of Zach Johnson and Jack Rothenberg, more than holding their own. In fact, Rothenberg so far has 5 rebounds and Johnson 3. Scoring-wise, there's not much to report yet. Mustafa has 5 to lead Vassar. Over on the Skidmore side, Ty Lamport has 4 to lead the Thoroughbreds. Tautvidas Kupstas, number 5 in green, conference's leading scorer, off to a little bit of a slow start, especially compared to yesterday. He is right now 1 out of 3 shooting for 3 points. Johnson inside. And he's now guarded by Stratz, who is subbing for Skoric, and goes right in with the left-handed bank shots. Well, there you go. Skidmore, or rather Vassar, recognizing that Skoric is out for a breather. They have to bring in Bobby Stratz, who played well yesterday, but he's just not as big as Skoric, so the Brewers took it right at him, and Johnson getting the bank shot to make it a 4-point game. Kupstas from 3, and now he's got 2 of them. You say he had kind of a quiet first 5 or 6 minutes. Here's a steal by Engel, but his foot was on the line. Nice anticipation by Mark Engel. He's number 32. He's a 6'1 freshman out of New York, New York. Got the steal, but when he landed, his foot was on the sideline. Rothenberg blocked by Eichelberger, and Kupstas there for the save. Skidmore can take its first lead of the afternoon. Green in traffic. Eichelberger, 15-footer. It's an air ball. We get under the 10-minute mark here in Troy. The winner of this is the conference tournament champion, and it will be on their way to the NCAA tournament. Ellis is back in, number 4. Runner in the lane, and that goes for Mustafa. Mustafa now 3 of 5 shooting. He has a team-high 7, and the Brewers back up by 3. As we mentioned, Ethan Ellis, number 4, is back in. He sort of had looked like a cramp in his calf. 3-pointer by Riley Green, and we have our first tie of the afternoon. It's 17-all as we get to the 9-minute mark here in the first half in Troy. Mustafa, their best scorer, trying to drive, nice fake. Decided to not go up for the shot. He wanted to feed it down low to Johnson, but kind of just lost amid everyone's knee down there. Kind of a tight place to try to work a bounce pass, and it goes out of bounds. And the Thoroughbreds now have a chance to grab the lead for the first time today. Vassar got off to a 7-0 start, and Skidmore's been playing catch-up ever since. Skoric back in the ballgame, on the block, in the corner, Engel. Riley Green. Eichelberger puts it up, and that's short. Engel flying into the lane, gets the rebound, puts it up. A little too much English on the ball, and he doesn't get the bank shot. And so Skidmore misses another chance to take the lead for the first time. This is McAuliffe. Nice dish to Logan Scott, and then he's fouled on his way to the basket. That was a nice give and go. McAuliffe reading the cut by Logan Scott, beating him on the block, but he got hammered as he went up, and so he'll be shooting. Not many fouls so far in this ball game. Just 4 team fouls on Skidmore and 2 on Vassar. Again, this is a weekend where most conferences in Division III are holding their championship tournaments this week. We mentioned that yesterday there were some other New York schools in action, and I'm trying to call up those games for you right now. There were some other New York schools that had chances to make the NCAA tournament. One of those was SUNY IT in the North Atlantic Conference. They played Husson University up in Bangor, Maine, and came up short in that one, 57-53. Husson winning that one to win the conference and win the automatic bid. SUNYAC, the State University of New York Athletic Conference, yesterday, the finals there pitted Oswego and Oneonta, and that game was won by Oswego 81-60. They were the favorite and the home team in that, so they win the conference tournament bid in the SUNYAC, State University of New York Athletic Conference. Logan Scott misses on his first free throw. And in another matchup involving some New York State schools, conference championship between Manhattanville and Yeshiva, a low-scoring affair there. At halftime, it's Yeshiva 25 and Manhattanville 16. That's in the Sky Conference. Sorry about that delay. It's 17 all, 7:45 to go in the half. Skoric is bumped by Scott. And Scott will pick up the foul. That's just the 3rd team foul for the Brewers here in the first half. Coops, this nice pump fake to get Ellis up in the air, but then he's off on the three-pointer. Ellis will take the 3. Perfect. Vassar back up by 3. Ellis's first basket of the afternoon. Lamport. Coops just couldn't hang on to it, looking for the alley-oop, but it's tipped away by Logan Scott, who saw the pass coming. Not a great possession there for the Thoroughbreds. Rothenberg trying to force the issue and gets the banker up and in over both Koopstas and Skoric, and it's 22-17 Brewers. They have led all the way. They got out to a 7-0 start. Skidmore tied it at 17, missed a couple of chances to take the lead, and now they're down by 5. Riley Green in a lot of traffic, trying to find a way to put it up. Can't get it. He catches his own rebound, back up. Skoric and Scott. It's out of bounds. It'll be Vassar basketball. McAuliffe made the first basket of the game. A 3-pointer from the corner. Has been quiet since then. This is Ellis. There was a, refs missed a carry And the Skidmore bench up in arms. Kind of an obvious carry, palming the ball, we used to call it, by Ellis, but somehow or another the referees all missed it. Joe Burke, Skidmore coach, kind of beside himself and animated over on the sideline, asking how could they miss it. Shot clock at 5. Mustafa trying to go up over Skoric, and it did hit the rim, so it's not a shot clock violation, although you heard the clock. Here's McAuliffe inside on Green. Ellis, shot clock now at 9. Pull up jumper in the lane. It's a little bit short, but he's going to get his own rebound. Logan Scott fakes right. Hook shot up and in. Nice move by Logan Scott out of Colony Central High right here in the Capital Region. And now Vassar on a 7-0 run after Skidmore had tied it. Skoric underneath, pump fake. Can't make it, and Skoric's, unlike yesterday where he had the touch on everything against RPI, he's off to a bit of a struggling start here for the Thoroughbreds. He's 1 out of 4 shooting. From the corner, McAuliffe, it's a little bit short. That's Lamport with the rebound. Koopstas, pump fake, pump fake again. I say one thing for the Vassar defense, they're not allowing many like open looks for Skidmore. Everything's contested, even that one by Koopstas. He was trying to pump fake, he bumped with the body just to get a little separation, but generally harassed the whole time by the Vassar defender. There's a nice move and bank shot by Rothenberg, and now it's a 9-0 run for Vassar. This was a tie ball game, and Skidmore had a chance to take the lead when it was 17-all, but instead the Brewers have gone on a 9-0 run. There's a bump down low. I think that's going to be on Logan Scott with the body contact on Lamport. And Scott's now got his second foul and is going to head to the bench, but he had a good run there, spelling Zach Johnson in the middle. Johnson now coming back in. Also another substitution, Alan Cedeno, number 2. Freshman guard, 5'10", out of Cape Coral, Florida, and to spell Mustafa at point guard. Eichelberger with the height advantage, but can't get the hook shot to go. McAuliffe. There's a three-pointer by Rothenberg, in and out, and Riley Green right there for the loose ball. Vassar on a 9-0 run. Skidmore has not scored since the 9:08 mark, so it's getting close to 6 minutes without a point for Skidmore. Riley Green in traffic. It's what we're seeing a lot for Skidmore. Vassar's guarding them closely, not allowing a lot of space, so they're trying to drive to the bucket, use pump fakes, use some body to get some space. But even then, even if they get the shot off, it's not a very open shot. It's always contested, and because of that sort of harassing defense by Vassar, none of the baskets have come easy for Skidmore. And what they haven't done is had a lot of open looks from the perimeter, either from that 15, 17-foot range that they made a lot of yesterday, or from three-point land. We take a look at the team stats, and you'll see in the scoring how both teams have gone cold here in the last 10 minutes or so of play. Vassar now 11 of 27 shooting in the first half. That's just 41%. Even worse is Skidmore, 7 out of 24 for 29%. Three-point shooting, Vassar's 3 out of 9, Skidmore 3 out of 8. There's not been a lot of fouls so far in this game, just 9 combined. Skidmore has not taken a single free throw. Vassar's 1 out of 4. And the one category that jumps out at you, and it's been this way from the start, is that Vassar is dominating on the boards. They have 21 rebounds to Skidmore's 12. Again, this is the conference championship tournament. The winner goes to the NCAAs. Vassar has never won the Liberty League. And in contrast, Skidmore, one of the most successful programs, has won 5 of the last 10 conference tournaments. Tadvitas Kupstas played all 40 minutes yesterday and scored 26 points. He's got 8 right now for Skidmore. Inside, nice cut to the basket, McAuliffe. 9-point lead for the Brewers. Three-pointer, and that will go. Harrison Eichelberger with his first bucket, a three-pointer, and Skidmore needed that one. It cuts the lead down to 6. Mustafa, bounce pass. He likes to penetrate, draw the defender, and then look for that bounce pass. But a couple of times now when he spotted Johnson, it's just been too much traffic down low to kind of thread that pass between all the feet and knees of the big men in the paint. This is Katz next to Rothenberg with Lamport on him. That's a really nice matchup. Now here's Johnson trying to go up. Here's a corner three by Katz. Zev Katz with his first basket of the afternoon. He's got 3 points, and now Vassar back out to a 9-point lead. That's the biggest of the matches, the biggest of the ball game for the Brewers. Kupstas puts up a one-hander that didn't really get set on that shot. It was harassed by McAuliffe. And Vassar again bringing it up, leading by 9. This game was tied at 17, and the Brewers went on a 9-0 run. Short jumper just off by Mustafa. Riley Green a long three.
Neither team has had much success so far. I mean, well, not bad. I should take that back. A 4 out of 10 for Skidmore from three-point land.
Getting down to a minute and a half to go in the first half. Johnson. Rothenberg will take the three. It's off on the right side. Riley Green in traffic. He'll take the 15-footer. That's a little short. It's kind of one of those unexpected shots. He was looking to pass to score it, but he was triple teamed. Green put up the shot and came up short. Inside Rothenberg. Bank shot is in, and now a double-digit lead for Vassar, their biggest of the first half. It's 33-22 Brewers.
And Skidmore is just having a tough time here in the first half. They're shooting just 29%.
It's compared to yesterday when they upset RPI, the Thoroughbreds shot 48%. Kupstas can't get it to roll. And now they're going to hold for one shot. Shot clock is off, and they're going to take a timeout with 15.9 seconds to go in the first half. So the story here really has been the Vassar defense and the lack of offense by Skidmore. Yesterday, the Skidmore Thoroughbreds upset RPI 70-53, in part because they were so effective on offense. They had 4 guys in double digits. They shot about 48%. Today it's just the opposite. They're having all sorts of trouble. Skidmore shooting just 8 of 29 in the first half. That's just 28%. Vassar, certainly a more respectable number, 14 out of 32 for 44%. And then they are also dominating on the boards. Vassar leading in rebounds 25-14. And in general, beyond the numbers, what you're seeing is that Vassar was just a real sticky defense contesting every play. Skidmore with not a lot of open looks, and especially not open jumpers. They're forced to try to dribble, penetrate, or shoot, make a move to the lane and come up with a shot, and it just hasn't worked so far. Shot clock at 4, or rather the game clock at 3. That one's a little long. I think it's going to be out of bounds. Doesn't matter. Clock is at 0. And so that's the end of your first half here in Troy. Halftime score, Vassar 33, Skidmore 22. This is the championship game of the Liberty League men's basketball tournament. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back right before the start of the second half to update you on some stats and get you ready for the final 20 minutes. Again, the score 33-22, Vassar over Skidmore here at the Liberty League Conference Championship Tournament. And welcome back to the second half of the Liberty League Conference Tournament Championship here in Troy. Halftime score: Vassar 33, Skidmore 22. And the story of the game in the first half is Vassar's defense and rebounding. The Brewers held Skidmore to just 29% shooting, or rather 28%, sorry. 8 out of 29. It's a stark contrast to yesterday when Skidmore, amid its upset of RPI, shot nearly 50%. So this time just 8 out of 29. And Riley Green 2 out of 9. Taught Vitas Kupstas 2 out of 8. Greg Skorick, the 6'11 center, just 1 out of 4 in the middle for Skidmore. On the other side, Vassar scoring kind of spread around. Jack Rothenberg with 9. Avni Mustafa with 7. Kevin McAuliffe with 3. Also Zach Johnson with 4. The other number, as I mentioned, is the rebounds to look at right now. 25 for Vassar and just 14 for Skidmore. Again, it's all spread out and evenly spread, sort of, for Vassar. Rothenberg has 7 of those rebounds, Johnson with 5, and Mustafa with 4. Meanwhile, Skorick, the 6'11 center, has just 3 rebounds in that first half. And if you missed the opening, Vassar ran out to a 7-0 lead. Skidmore slowly chipped away, tied it at 17, had some chances to take the lead, but could not. Ended up going a long stretch, more than 6 minutes without a field goal. And so what ended up happening was Vassar just closing strong, a 16-5 run to end the first half. And now they're up by 11, which matches their largest lead of the game. So now we'll see if Skidmore has a comeback in it. Yesterday they were the team who dominated the first half against RPI and then held strong to hold on to the upset. Today they're in the opposite position. They're down double digits at halftime, and they'll have to mount a comeback if they are to win. Again, some history notes here. There's a first foul right off the bat. That's going to be a pushing foul, a little forearm by Rothenberg. And so 8 seconds into the game, rather into the second half, the first foul on the Brewers, and that gets the Skidmore crowd up and rowdy here to start the second half. Riley Green. There's Skorick, 6'11", going up against Johnson, 6'5", and that time, that's the kind of move he used yesterday, was getting the ball on the block and just taking his time and going up, not rushing it. And a good start for Skidmore as they cut the lead to 9, 33-24. As I was starting to say, on a historical note, this matches up a team, Vassar, which has never won the conference tournament. Rothenberg, it's off, Skorick with the rebound, against Skidmore, arguably the best program of the last decade in the conference. They've won 5 conference tournament titles in the last 10 years. There's Riley Green with a strong drive and a bank shot, and Skidmore has the first 4 points of the second half, and the lead is cut to 7. And you see the Skidmore crowd across the way. They've come down from Saratoga Springs to try to give the Thoroughbreds a push here in the second half. Here's Mustafa. Spin move, but he loses the handle. Kupstas, can he go all the way? Rothenberg to cut him off. He won't chance it, but as he misses it, and Skorick gets the rebound. Skorick back up. And, that's a nice sign if you're Skidmore. The big guy went 1 out of 4 shooting in the first half. Seemed to hurry his shots down low, but he's off to a 2-for-2 start here in the second half, and the lead is down to 5. Skidmore starts with a 6-0 run in the second half. Zach Johnson inside, left-handed baby hook, can't fall. Rothenberg, nice rebound inside. He can't get it to go either. That's going to be out of bounds off of Johnson, and it will come back the other way. Skidmore basketball. Rothenberg missed that shot, but boy, he had a terrific first half. 9 points and 7 rebounds. That was his 8th. And that leads everybody in that category. Now the Skidmore crowd really getting into it. Let's go Skidmore. You can probably hear them. Here's Riley Green, pump fake. And there's a nice anticipation by Mustafa, who saw that pass coming and got the hand in there to deflect it out of bounds. $17:50 to go in the second half, so a lot of time just underway. Vassar had an 11-point lead at halftime. Skidmore coming back now. Riley Green all the way around the rim and out, and there's a foul on Eichelberger. There was a bump on the rebound. That's frankly something that most of the time the officials are going to let go. I was a little surprised. Skidmore crowd not happy at all at that call. Just an incidental contact that didn't affect the play of the ball whatsoever. Mustafa, three-pointer. A nice rebound inside, and Rothenberg can't get it, and there's a rebound for Eichelberger. That pass was sort of telegraphed, and Mustafa was right there. Three-pointer, Ellis comes up short, and shooting is just off a bit here for Vassar so far in the second half. 0 of 6 now for the Brewers. 17-footer for Green. He tried to get the foul called on the land, but no real contact there, honestly. Vassar has missed its first 6 shots here of the second half. Hey, they have not scored. The lead has been whittled from 11 to 5 right now. Zach Johnson trying to use his girth inside and up and over his court, but he can't make it. 0 of 7, and now here's a foul that's going to be on Johnson. Probably a little bit of a frustration for the Vassar center after missing that baby hook inside. That's his second foul. Second team foul of the half. Five-point Vassar lead, 16:20 to go here in the second half. Conference championship game. Winner goes to the NCAA tournament. Riley Green, he'll take the 17-footer, and he's got it. 8-0 run for Skidmore to start the half, and the lead is down to 3. Mustafa. He's got Lamport on him, so he thought twice about the shot. Now a running scoop shot, and that's in. Boy, that's a nice move by Mustafa. Up and over the taller Lamport for the first basket of the second half for Vassar. That ends a more than 4-minute drought. And Vassar's on the board here in the second half. It's now 35-30, 15:48 to go in the second half. Quick look at some of the individual numbers. Scoring for Vassar: Mustafa 9, Rothenberg 9, McCullough 5, Johnson 4, and Ellis 3. Again, if you miss the opening, these teams are going to rely a whole lot on their starters, especially for scoring. Vassar has substituted a few more players in and out to give some starters a bit of a breath. But really, when it comes down to scoring, it's going to be the core guys, the starting 5 of each team. Over on the Skidmore side, Riley Green leading the way with 9. Koopstas has 8, Skoric 6, Lamport 4, and Eichelberger 3. And they have no points from the bench. Underscoring what we've been talking about here. Skidmore yesterday, all 5 of their starters, all of them played at least 32 minutes yesterday in that win over RPI. And Coach Joe Burke leaning on them again heavily today in the finals game. Riley Green, the point guard who led the league in assists, bringing it up for the Thoroughbreds. That's Eichelberger off to Lamport. Going to try to drive on Rothenberg. A lot of contact there. I'm not quite sure if maybe Lamport stepped on Rothenberg's foot, because Rothenberg, they all went down in a heap. and the charge is called. So 35-30, a timeout here. Vassar up by 5. The Brewers led by 11 at halftime. And Skidmore got off to an 8-0 run to start the second half to get it down to 3, but now we're sitting here at 5 with 15 and a half to go in the second half. I mentioned that Skidmore had a terrible shooting first half, 8 out of 29 for just 28%. Well, they're off to a much better start here in the second, 4 of 7, so they made 4 of their first 7 shots. In contrast, it's Vassar that is off to the cold start here in the second half. The Brewers missed their first 7 shots before that scoop shot by Mustafa ended that run. They're now 1 of 8 from the field in the second half. Nobody in double digits scoring wise. In fact, the only double digit number up there in the individual category right now is Jack Rothenberg, number 20, the 6'4" junior, has pulled down 10 rebounds to lead everybody on the floor. Looks like Skidmore's going to at least give a little bit of pressure here with Koopstas up on Mustafa, now kind of backing away. Mustafa got bumped, no call. Johnson, Ellis, Rothenberg going to try to drive on Lamport. A lot of contact, and he gets it to go. Lamport wanted to try to draw the charge, but no call. And now 4 straight for Vassar. Pushes the lead back out to 7. Skoric has the ball a little bit farther away than he usually likes it down there, and so he's going to give it up. For Lamport, 3-pointer is short, and out of bounds, Vassar basketball. So Skidmore now with a dry spell after scoring the first 8 points of the half here to cut it to 3. Now coming up empty on their last few trips down court, and they find themselves down by 7. Johnson inside. Johnson on the block. Left-handed bank shot goes. And now Vassar has answered Skidmore's run with a 6-0 run of itself, and it's now 39-30. Koopstas. Been tough shooting for Koopstas today. 2 out of 10. Scored 26 yesterday. That's going to be a foul inside. It's going to be on. It's going to be on Lamport. At first I thought it was on Skoric, but it's going to be on Lamport. His 4th foul. But Lamport staying in. He's got 4 fouls. 14 minutes to go. Again, Skidmore relies so heavily on its top 5 starters. Not a lot of time for the bench, but now Ingle's going to come in for Lamport. That's going to make this thoroughbreds a little bit shorter in the front court. Ingle stands at 6'1", Lamport at 6'4". So 40-30. It's been a second half of runs here. Skidmore started the half 8-0, now 7 straight for Vassar. Nice bank shot by Eichelberger, and it's back to an 8-point lead. Zev Katz had a 3-pointer in the first half, and this one's a little bit long, and Ingle in with the rebound. He just entered the game for Lamport. A 3-point attempt, and it's a little short. Vassar will come up the other way. Three-pointer goes. And it's back to an 11-point lead, matching the biggest of the game for Vassar. Ellis now with 6 points on the afternoon. Here's Koopstas. He has just been caged up all afternoon. Inside Green, one-handed shot just won't go, and Rothenberg with his 11th rebound, bringing it the other way for Vassar. Oh, Cats can't hang on to it, loses the handle. And it will be Skidmore basketball. Logan Scott coming in for Rothenberg. Lamport, the only guy in foul trouble here. He's got 4, and he's on the bench now. Otherwise, nobody really even close to foul trouble, except for, say, Ellis. I suppose Ellis at 3. Koopstas with a 3. Nope. The long afternoon continues for Koopstas. He's 2 out of 11. This afternoon. He is the conference's leading scorer. He scored 26 points yesterday in the upset win over RPI, but it's been tough shooting for him today. He's not had a lot of open looks. Vassar defenders usually in his face on every attempt, and he's just 2 out of 11 this afternoon. That's Zev Kat's 4th point of the game, and that gives Vassar a 12-point lead, which is its largest this afternoon. That one's a little short. Skorik's going to control it, and Riley Green bringing it up for the Thoroughbreds. 12-point game as we get to the 12-minute mark. There's Skorik, and he's got it up and in. Skorik had a 1-for-4 start, but now has made his last 3 attempts. And it's a 10-point lead, and we're going to have a timeout, officials timeout, at the 12:07 mark. So if you missed the first half, Vassar led the entire way. They got out to a 7-0 start. Skidmore worked it back to a tie at 17, missed a couple of chances to take the lead. Vassar went on a 9-0 run at that point to go up 26-17. They ended up leading by 11 at the half, 33-22. Skidmore fired up in the crowd behind it, got off to a great start in the second half, scoring the first 8 points, cutting the deficit to 3. But Vassar answered with a 7-0 run of its own to make it 40-30, and a trade-off of baskets since then. The winner of this game goes to the NCAA tournament. To catch you up on the Liberty League, how it's gone so far, of course, the top 6 teams make the conference tournament. We had the quarterfinals on Tuesday. Skidmore, the number 5 seed, beat St. Lawrence. Vassar, the number 3 seed, needed a last-second basket by Rothenberg to defeat Hobart. So these are the 2 teams that won on Tuesday. And yesterday here at RPI, they both pulled what I guess you would call upsets because they were the lower seed. Here's Johnson, inside, won't fall. Johnson back up again, and that one's going to be, he's going to draw a foul there. Inside, I believe that's going to be on Bobby Stratz. Yes, his first. Bobby Stratz is number 15. He's a 6'7" backup center who's spelling Skorich right now. As we said yesterday, the lower seeds won both games. Number 5 Skidmore upsetting RPI, the regular season champion. And that one's short too. And Vassar winning a nail-biter, 76-74 over second seed Ithaca. Here's Koopstas up from 18. And that's just a little bit off. Hasn't been able to get it going this afternoon. 2 out of 12 shooting for Koopstas. Rothenberg way out on the sideline. Green kind of trying to draw the foul. With that basket, it's a 12-point lead for the Brewers. Rothenberg now leading everybody with 13 points and 13 rebounds. Riley Green, a three, in and out. He didn't really look set up there. And that's going to be out of bounds on, well, Stratz. Rothenberg was falling out. Looked like he tried to throw the ball off of the back of Stratz. Skidmore not happy with some of the calls here midway through the second half. They now find themselves down by 12 with 11 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Zach Johnson, the center, bringing it up, as he often does for the Brewers. Now that's Mustafa. That's Adams. Inside move, and that basket's going to count, and a chance for a three-point play. And Jack Rothenberg has been the man this afternoon for the Brewers. He's got 15 points and 14 rebounds. He's got a chance to make it 16 points. He just put the Brewers up by 14, their largest lead of the afternoon. And all told, this is now a 15-4 run by Vassar, and make it 16-4. They now lead by 15, their biggest lead of the afternoon. And now time is going to start crunching down on Skidmore, as they're going to need to respond sooner. This game's going to slip away from them. Skoric from 15, can't get the roll. Adams with the rebound. Down to Ellis. Mustafa. Nice pump fake once, twice, and it's up and in, and it's a 17-point lead. And Vassar just really taking over this game now. They're on an 18-4 run, and they can feel it. You can see their bench coming out to greet the players, their fans right in front of us, and some on the other side. The Brewers have never won. They've never won the Liberty League Conference Tournament. They've only made it to the finals one time, and that was way back in 2014. And they're starting to smell it here this afternoon. They now have a 17-point lead with 10:26 to go in the second half. I wanted to mention a couple of other scores just because there were some other New York teams in action this afternoon. In the Sky Conference Tournament downstate, Yeshiva on its way to defeating Manhattanville and winning that conference tournament. At last report, with 10 minutes to go, Yeshiva was up 50-22. Other games involving New York State schools this weekend in their quest for an NCAA bid. In the finals of the SUNYAC State, the State University of New York Athletic Conference Tournament, Oswego defeated Oneonta, so the Lakers will be going to the NCAAs. SUNY Polytechnic was in the finals of the North Atlantic, but they fell in Maine to Husson University, 57-53. So now time of the urgency for Skidmore, down 17. They're really going to have to press. Here's a feed inside to Skoric, and Ellis kind of undercut him as Skoric went up for it. Ellis thought there was a push before that in the back, but Ellis will end up getting called for it, and that's his third foul. Skoric on Johnson. Hook shot is up and in, and Skoric has really become effective here in the second half. He's 4 for 4 after starting the game 1 for 4. Ty Lamport, number 12, is back in the ball game with 10 minutes to go. He's got 4 fouls, so he's going to have to be careful. Here's Johnson, and that's going to be off of Lamport and out of bounds. Vassar basketball. 15-point game. We've now crossed the 10-minute mark. 9:58 to go in the second half. Rothenberg off to Johnson. Three-pointer. In and out. Riley Green looking for Eichelberger. Won't take the three. Just wants to get it to Skoric on the block, but Didn't have quite enough room to thread the pass. Here's Lamport inside, jumper, won't fall. Lamport, his own rebound, and it won't fall, and that's a lot of contact down low. It looked like two guys grabbed Lamport's arm, but there was no call. Here's a three-pointer that won't fall. Eichelberger takes the three. That's just a little bit short. That's how it's gone for Skidmore today. 15 of 50. Shooting overall, that's just 30%. And that's the reason why they find themselves down by 15 with 9 minutes to go. Zach Johnson, the bank shot over the taller Skoric, and it's now a 17-point lead again for Skidmore, or rather for Vassar. Riley Green a three. And they just can't find their shot today. Thoroughbreds are 0 of 7 from three-point land in the second half. And you got to give a lot of credit to the Vassar defense. Here's Johnson. Again, he likes that left-handed bank shot. And he's given up 6 inches of height to score it, but he uses that wide body to get enough space to put it up and in. And it's a 19-point lead. Skidmore is going to hit kind of in desperation mode right now. Again, Vassar swept the season series between these two, winning both at home and on the road in Saratoga Springs, and right now they're 8 minutes away from defeating Skidmore a third time and clinching a conference championship. Vassar has never won the Liberty League since joining it. They got to the finals back in 2014 where they lost to Hobart. So they're looking for their first conference tournament championship and a trip to the NCAA tournament. Skidmore, on the other hand, said it a couple of times or so today, arguably they've been the most successful basketball program in the league over the last decade. They've won the conference tournament 5 times in the last 10 years. And they scored a big upset over RPI, top-seeded RPI yesterday, 70-53, where it seemed like everything went right for Skidmore on offense and nothing went right for RPI on offense. And today it's been, well, kind of a role reversal for the Thoroughbreds, where they're the team that's struggling with all of their shots and struggling to get any kind of open looks. They're shooting just 30% on the afternoon, and that's why they're down by 19. You got to give a lot of credit to the Vassar defense because they've just been real sticky, never allowing any kind of open look, open shots at all for the Thoroughbreds. Skoric, bank shot is up and in. Rothenberg sought the charge, but ref's not really buying that. We had some back and forth there with Coach Joe Burke of Skidmore. Not really sure what that was about. Maybe that was a, well, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. Rothenberg looked like he was putting it on a little thick when he fell backwards to try to draw the charge. There's a bump by Adams, and so he'll be called for the foul. Again, relatively clean game this afternoon in terms of fouls. Right now, Skidmore has 6 team fouls, so Vassar will be shooting the next time Skidmore fouls. Vassar's only committed 4 so far. Eichelberger, Cats on him. Green, Skoric, looks at a 3. It's not usually a shot. Logan Scott not giving him any room downstairs. Shoots it up over 2 guys and gets it to fall. Well, Greg Skoric, after a quiet first half where he went 1 of 4, he's now 6 of 7 here in the second. Shot clock at 15. Skidmore wanted a double dribble there on Scott, which you could have made an argument that he had control of that ball. Stolen by Lamport. Green, Koopstas all the way. Nice defense by Rothenberg to not allow Koopstas to sort of get set when he went up for the ball, and ends up missing the layup. Skoric with the rebound. Riley Green going to go all the way. Shot blocked by Ellis, but I think we're going to have a foul. I think that's going to be on Katz rather than Ellis. Let's see. No, it is on Ellis, and that's his fourth. So Ethan Ellis, the 6'3" junior guard out of Silver Spring, Maryland, probably going to hit the bench here. Vassar coach Ryan Mee at the scorer's table with a couple of his players. He's in his fourth season. He was a University of Rochester graduate. Zach Johnson is in. Rothenberg is out. McAuliffe back in, and Ellis is out. So right now, Rothenberg taking a break, but Vassar going with two of its biggest players, Johnson and Logan Scott. There's a nice hustle by Stratz. He was kind of 1-on-2 against Scott and Johnson, and he knocked the ball off of Johnson's foot. Riley Green, kind of been hounded all afternoon. Pump fake inside. Stratz gets it to fall. Well, Bobby Stratz, his first attempt, makes it a 12-point game. Stratz is in there subbing for Skoric. Stratz has not gotten a lot of time today, just 2 minutes. It's his first shot, but it couldn't have come at a better time for Skidmore. And now he's out on the perimeter hounding Johnson. Oh, and it kind of just pushed him a little too much. That was not a smart play at all. Stratz, trying to hustle, trying to make something happen, but he had Johnson out at the center court line with the shot clock down at 10. He ended up getting called for a reach-in, and as a result, Johnson's going to have a 1-and-1 opportunity. And now Stratz hits the bench, and Skoric is back in. Now Johnson has missed 3 free throws in a row, all of them very short, barely grazing the front iron. Lamport. Blocked by Scott. Boy, that was a nice block, but they're going to say he got him with the body. Yep. That's the second foul on Logan Scott. Ty Lamport, who has 4 fouls. He picked up his fourth with 10:26 to go, or rather, sorry, with about 14 minutes to go. They put him back in at the 10:26 mark. Even though he has 4 fouls, they're in desperation time, so he had to come back in. And he's stayed in, avoiding foul trouble since. 11-point game, 5:22 to go. A little bit of pressure here by Skidmore, but now they're going to back off. Rothenberg crashes in to Lamport, no call. Skidmore's going to bring it back the other way. Riley Green crashes into Johnson and no call. A lot of instances here this afternoon where players are trying to get the refs to call a charge, but they're just letting them play underneath. Reverse layup. Oh, nice move, but just a little too much English on the ball. Koopstas. Three-pointer. Up and over. I think it hit the support, and that'll be out of bounds. And, Tautvydas Koopstas was the conference's leading scorer, candidate for Player of the Year, certainly. And he had a terrific game yesterday, 26 points, but it's just been a struggle, to put it mildly. Koopstas just 2 out of 14 this afternoon in the championship game. Mustafa, tip by Johnson, another tip. Johnson staying with it and getting the tip over Stratz. And it's back to a 13-point lead for the Brewers. Eichelberger. Skidmore looking for someone other than Skork to get a hot hand here late. Riley Green, scoop shot up and in. Again, a collision and a fall, but by and large, the refs are letting a lot of contact go, which is probably just as well. There's been times where, frankly, some of the players have sought to draw the charge, and the refs haven't been buying it, and that time they didn't buy it either. So the scoop shot by Riley Green makes it an 11-point game with 3:50 to go here in the second half. This is a reminder, you're watching the Liberty League Conference Championship game at rpiathletics.com. I'm Yancey Roy bringing you the finals here. The winner of this game is off to the NCAA tournament. The loser, pretty much Skidmore would have no shot at a at-large bid. The Thoroughbreds are 15-10 coming into this game, and really Vassar would not have a shot either. The Brewers are 17-8. If there's any at-large bid to come to the conference, it would be for RPI. The Engineers won the regular season title and finished 21-5, losing to Skidmore yesterday in the tournament semifinals. So Vassar now 3 minutes and 50 seconds away from its first conference title. They're up by 11, and the story here today has been their defense and rebounding. They have held Skidmore to just 33% shooting on the afternoon, and they've dominated on the boards 45-32. That's Mustafa. Inside. Rothenberg in traffic, feeds Johnson, and he's up and in. And Johnson has really established himself down on the block using either the left or the right hand. He's now got 15 points, second highest, team high rather, to Rothenberg's 16. Ellis hacked by Kupstas. It's now a 13-point lead with 3:15 to go. Time starting to run out here on Skidmore. They're pretty much going to need every possession to produce points from here on out. And that would be a tall order, considering they've just shot 33% all afternoon. Ellis has 8, and Vassar's lead is now 15. Riley Green off to Lamport. Vassar swept the season series. They're going for a three-game sweep of Skidmore on this season. A win here gives them their first conference title. Skork inside, double teamed, gets it up and in. He's been their most effective offensive player today. Skork with 16 points. Everybody else struggling from the field. Mustafa. Ellis from 3. Got it! And you wonder if that might be the shot that sort of eventually starts to close this down. It's now a 16-point lead, 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Kupstas from the corner, and the bad shooting day continues for Tautvidas Kupstas. 26 points yesterday in the upset over RPI, just 2 of 15 shooting today. And now the frustration foul as we get down to 2:02. And you get down to the growing sense that this is going to be Vassar's first league championship. 2 minutes and 2 seconds away for the Brewers, leading by 16. They've led the entire way. If you missed the first half, Vassar scored the first 7 points. Skidmore chipped away and tied it at 17. Missed a couple of chances to take the lead.
Vassar went on a 9-0 run to go up 26-17. They led by 11 at the half. Skidmore came out fired up at the start of the second half, scored the first 8 points and got it down to 3. It was 33-30. Vassar answered with a 7-0 run to make it 40-30. And tell you, they've not really been challenged since. They've been pretty comfortably in the lead by double digits the rest of the afternoon. And now we're down to 150. And the Brewers fans now coming up on their feet. They can start to feel this.
1:45 to go. It's going to be a well-rounded effort here. Mustafa, the point guard with the ball, he's got 12 points. They're led by Rothenberg, who had 16 points and 15 rebounds. Probably going to be the tournament MVP, would be my guess. He's the guy who hit the buzzer beater in the quarterfinals, which lifted Vassar to a victory over Hobart. If he doesn't make that shot, the Brewers are not even here. And now he's capping it off in this finals with a terrific game, 16 points and 15 rebounds. You also got consideration for Johnson. He's got 15 points and 11 rebounds today. And point guard Avni Mustafa, he's got 12 today, and certainly he was the star yesterday for the Brewers with 27. I think you're going to see some substitutions here. Ty Lamport going to the bench for Skidmore. Ty is a senior out of South Courtright Central High School in Central New York, getting a hand from his teammates and the fans. His final game, hugs with everybody on the bench. It's been a terrific run here for the Thoroughbreds. Finished 5th in the regular season, pulled off 2 upsets in the tournament, in the quarterfinals and the semifinals, but it's going to end today here in the finals against Vassar. Koopstas, Skorik in the lane, can't get it to fall. Rothenberg, well, who else with the rebound? Rothenberg now 16 points and 16 rebounds for the Brewers. We're getting close to 1 minute left, and we're going to have a timeout as some players getting some action here. Oliver Moody, a 6'2" senior. Number 12 is going to get in for the first time. Also number 11, Neville Lee. He's a senior as well, 6-foot guard out of Yonkers.
Coming in now, pretty much everybody. And
number 15,
Rayan El Amin. So all the starters gone now off the floor for Vassar. You can see Ellis and Rothenberg hugging over in the corner there. They're going to be on their way to the NCAA tournament next week. They will have secured the school's first ever Liberty League Conference Tournament Championship. That's Adams in the lane, in and out. El Amin with the rebound. 45 seconds to go. Number of subs in for Skidmore as well. They've got a whole new 5 out there. Sorry, I won't be able to catch up with everybody who's now in. Well, let's see. Let's try Alexi Downey, 21. Raven Ennis, number 2. Number 14, George Ogana. Rebound by Downey. This is Raven Ennis at point guard. 23 seconds. Shot, the ball hit the support above the basket, so that'll be Vassar basketball. Now it's 21 seconds, and now the shot clock is off. So I don't even think we'll see another shot here to close out this game. 65-48 Vassar over Skidmore. Congratulations to the Brewers, their first ever Liberty League Conference Tournament Championship. They're off to the NCAAs, and tune in and keep your eye on tomorrow, whether RPI gets an at-large bid to make it to the NCAAs. Thanks for watching on RPIathletics.com. Jens and Roy bringing it to you. And congratulations again to Vassar. The final score is 65-48, Vassar over Skidmore.
Not too much. We'll take it away. Yeah, champ.